Hello and welcome to the Energy Circle. Today, our talk is Unchanging the Self. I'd like to start by sharing a little bit about my personal story. Many of you know from Wall Street, that's where I started a Zen practice. Then I traveled to India. Then I moved to a yoga community in Los Angeles. And there were many transitions and different types of communities that I was in. I noticed that in my own practice, that in each place I received something different. And there is light and dark in any community, whether it's Wall Street or yoga in LA. There were aspects from every place where I learned what was valued and what wasn't valued. And of course, with meditation and a practice like yoga, you learn about change, that change is the constant, and how to flow with change. Something I had noticed in my own journey is how much I had changed myself and even aspects of myself. Perhaps you've experienced this where you deepened into your own practice and you found yourself changing a part of your personality and throwing out other parts of your personality, parts that you may have disowned or forgotten about. Also, the way we grow up, it really influences the way we are and also how we see ourselves. So depending on if you grew up in a healthy environment or if you grew up in a toxic or dysfunctional family dynamic, this probably really affected the way you are today as an adult, as well as your sense of self and also your own boundaries. Also, we might find ourselves changing when people tell us things about ourselves. So how often have you heard someone say something about you, maybe negative, and you really took that on? And maybe it wasn't even direct. It was something that was indirect or implied. And you really took that to heart and started to see yourself as this negative quality. Whether you were called cold or mean or inconsiderate, whatever these things might have been, noticing how we take on and absorb the values and qualities that other people are sharing with us, and how we internalize our external environment. So even now, you can start to contemplate some of the things that you're afraid of being called because you've been called that in the past. And you kind of use that as a gauge for yourself. You live within those confines, the limitation of that projection. And how does it change the way you see and relate to yourself? Are you able to see from a detached, more neutral point of view and know that what's really okay for you and what doesn't feel okay for you? Are you able to, in a sense, see that separation? The separation between what you know to be true for yourself and what is true for others.